People often ask what addiction feels like and what recovery feels like, not as a diagnosis, not as a label, not as something that can be defined in a few words. This video is about understanding the inner experience, the subtle changes in the mind and body that happen over time. It is about the nervous system, the brain, the emotions, and how recovery gradually reshapes them. It is not judgment. It is not perfection. It is the truth of the process, laid out slowly, one step at a time. Addiction rarely begins with chaos. Most often, it begins as relief. Relief from stress, relief from pain, emotional tension, or unbearable pressure. The brain quickly learns to associate relief with the substance, behavior, or activity. Stress appears, relief must follow. This is the nervous system rewiring itself, slowly, almost imperceptibly. Over time, attention begins to narrow. Choices feel smaller. Life itself can feel constricted. Pleasure fades from ordinary experiences. The things that once brought joy no longer excite the mind or body. This is emotional flattening, a gradual shrinking of the inner world. Many describe it not as constant pleasure, but as maintenance of relief. A cycle where the only noticeable contrast is between stress and relief, rather than joy and sorrow. Decisions stop being about purpose, values, or long-term goals. They become about regulation, about calming the nervous system, about stopping discomfort, even temporarily. The mind learns a simple equation: avoid pain, seek relief. Choices that might once have been meaningful are now processed through a survival lens. This is not weakness. It is biology adapting to repeated stimuli. This is a survival system that has learned a narrow solution. The brain isn't asking, what is best for the future? It's asking, how do I stop this feeling right now? Understanding this is the first step toward recovery. It is not judgment, it is observation. Seeing the system clearly helps us begin to work with it. Over time, the brain becomes less responsive to everyday rewards. Motivation fades. Joy feels distant. Presence feels difficult to sustain. This explains why people often report that addiction stops feeling pleasurable. It becomes maintenance, not excitement, not joy, just relief from discomfort. Willpower alone rarely works. Willpower acts through conscious thought. Addiction operates at the level of the stress response system, deep in the brain and nervous system. When these systems conflict, stress usually wins. This is biology, not failure. Understanding this is a form of empowerment. Philosophers throughout history have noted this pattern. Avoidance of pain leads to repeated cycles of compulsion. Carl Jung called this shadow work, noticing the parts of ourselves we deny. Other traditions, from Stoicism to Eastern meditation, recognize the need to sit with discomfort rather than escape it. Recovery is not just biological. It is also ethical, philosophical, and spiritual in practice. Recovery does not feel like immediate peace. It often feels harder at first. Emotions return before regulation does. Thoughts feel louder. Sensations may feel overwhelming. This is normal. It is the brain relearning how to process experiences without escape. Gradually, the brain adapts. Stress responses soften. Pauses appear between urge and action. Choice slowly returns. Recovery is not about forcing change. It is about integration. The parts of the mind that once felt unbearable are slowly brought into awareness. Avoidance is replaced with understanding. Recovery is not a battle. It is a reunion with yourself. It is remembering how to feel, how to tolerate emotions, how to live with presence. Recovery is not perfect. It is not painless, but it is real. Healing takes time. It begins with awareness. It grows with patience, and it deepens as you learn to sit with yourself fully. This journey begins inside, with observation, with reflection, and with understanding.